Hi, my name is Alan Bracken, and I'm excited to continue our theme, Extreme Leadership. We've defined extreme leadership as selfless, courageous influence that inspires lasting greatness in others, and I do love that definition. There's three topics under extreme leadership that'll help us become extreme leaders. The first was self-leadership, leading ourselves well, having the discipline to lead ourselves well first is the foundation. Then that moves to influence. And for the next 4 sessions, we're going to discuss and unpack influence that'll lead to our third topic, equipping. I want to define for us what influence is. Influence out of the dictionary is just the capacity to have an effect on the character, development, or behavior of someone. I think most of us as leaders and people, we want to influence behavior. And we want to help people develop. So how do we do that? I read a study that said that the most quiet, introverted person would influence at least 10,000 people in their lifetime. I found that an extremely high number. But here's the point. We're all influencing someone. The question is it positive or is it negative? Obviously, if we want to be extreme leaders, we want to influence positively. And first thing is we need to influence ourselves in a positive way so that we can become more influential in the organization. Now I realize that most of us will never be the top leaders of the organization that we're in. So we find ourselves in that tension place, in the struggle of leading up, leading across, and leading down. John Maxwell talks about that in the 360-degree leader. How do you do it? Well, it's challenging. So we need to find ways that we can influence from anywhere within the organization. And I believe one of the keys, fundamental keys, is taking responsibility. I find that most people are waiting on someone to give them something in order for them to take the next step. Think about that. If you're waiting constantly on someone else to do something before you can move forward and do your job better and all those things, that is a very passive approach to leadership and influence. I want to suggest to us that we need to be proactive in our influence and in moving forward. I, as a top leader, have found that it's very seldom that I ever have 100% of what I need in order to move forward. What I realize is I just have to take what I have, make the best of it, empower people around me, and then move forward. Running Bracken Paving, it was always interesting to me that people would come to me all the time with problems and situations that they thought that I needed to make better because I was the leader, and that is my job, was my job, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I'll tell you who I really saw as a potential leader is the ones that brought not only the problem, but a solution. Better yet, we began to have a program, a process of this. If you bring a problem, I want you to bring problems. We're always facing problems. But I want you to bring 3 solutions. And I want 2 of those solutions to include you putting skin in the game. Now, what did that do? That made them think. That made them really think about the situation, the solution, and help solve the problem before they brought it to me because they didn't want to bring just a stupid problem. It really doesn't take any skill to point out a problem. I mean, anybody can do that. There's no skill in that. Now, it does take some skill. It does take some thought in order to solve problems. But here's what I know. We really do gain influence with the leaders above us, with the people around us, when we bring solutions to the problems that we're facing. So I believe this. I believe if you and I will be solution-oriented leaders, we're going to gain influence faster. How do we do that? How do we bring solutions? Well, I can tell you right now, it is going to require us to think. We're going to have to think about it. My son, Creed, is 2.5 years old. And he talks about problems all the time. He complains about situations with his brother, and he's all the time, pointing out things that are negative But it takes no real skill. And as he grows and as he develops, obviously that will change. He'll be able to not be a complainer. It takes no skill to complain. But it doesn't help anybody. And we won't become great influencers if we're just complaining about the problems and the way things are. And I found that so many people are waiting on someone to do something in order for them to move forward. You know, it's the Monday morning quarterback. They know exactly what the quarterback should have done in the game on Sunday. But here's the deal. Find out what you're going to do right where you are, right in the middle of the problem to solve it, to bring a solution, and let that be you, a part of solving that problem. So the challenge question for this session is, I want you to rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10 and ask this. How often are you waiting on someone else to give you something in order for you to make the next step? Stop waiting, take what you have, and find a way to make things better. That's what extreme leaders do. They make things happen, and they make things better for the organization and the people around them. Be an extreme leader today and take responsibility to make things happen.